Chapter 11, Into the Woods. Hopefully you're all having a good day. The next day, it's warm, sunny as you start your first overnight camping expedition with the group. So why are we spending the night on Moonstone Peak? Does it actually have moonstones? Your guess is as good as mine, but there's a meteor shower happening tonight, and it'll have the best view in this whole park. I'd love a view of some stars, or maybe a feather bed to collapse onto. Ditto. You glance behind you to see Eve and Lena gasping for breath a few paces down the trail. Whoops, I didn't realize we were walking so fast. And behind them, a dozen more paces down the trail. Like, wait up, babe. You can do it. Just think about how awesome the meteor shower will be when we get there. I'd rather be standing in an actual shower. Maybe I just need some water. Rebecca stops to open her water canister, but when she tilts it back, only a few drops come out. She lets out an exhausted groan. Rebecca, you're doing great. Just a little further. Yes, it's Rebecca, but you've struggled on enough hikes that it's hard not to take pity on her. No, I'm just being nice. That's it. Kill them with kindness. You're doing way better than Lino when he first started hiking with us. We accidentally lost him a few times because he was such a slowpoke. Honestly, true. Took me a while to find my hiking legs. At least you stuck with the pack. Becca looks at you consideringly for a long moment, then nods. I'll do my best. But Blake, what exactly do you get out of all this? The sweat, exhaustion, the incline, the sweat? Being healthy. Literally feeling invigorated. Nature has its own energy that literally pours into you. It's amazing. Anybody who hasn't done hiking or done nature trails, bike riding, etc., I really encourage you to do it. Only you seem to notice as Blake's smile falters. If Rebecca's were just a slow hiker, I'd be fine. But this trip is seriously not her thing, and Blake's finally starting to notice. It's just part of the journey. All this effort makes the destination more rewarding. Blake puts on an encouraging smile and makes his way back to Rebecca, holding in his water flask. The trading post not far from here. How about we rest up and refill on water once we get there? Yes, please. I can make it a little further, I promise. Rebecca gets back on the trail with renewed energy, joining Blake at the front. Wow, looks like someone's found her second wind. Or she just didn't want to leave me up front with Blake. Who cares? 45 minutes later, you duck into the cool, air-conditioned interior of a quaint store/rest stop. That was further than I thought. Alas, Rebecca's bravado vanishes as she collapses onto a bench. Eve lets out a sigh and slumps down beside her. Let's get some water in you. I want you to take slow sips from my flask, okay? Sip, deep breath, then another sip. Cool. The three of us will go refill the other bottle. Oh my god, I need one. Turn to see Lino making hard eyes at one of the shop displays. They have matching beanies for adults and babies. I'll take 3, please. Lino bolts towards the stall. You turn to share her grin with Blake. I guess we know what Felicia's getting her for her birthday. Do you think she'll like it? It's a heartfelt, slightly cheesy gift from Lino. Of course she'll love it. Fair point. You could give her a hand-drawn card and she'd probably be ecstatic. What's wrong with hand-drawn cards? Seriously. Relationship goals, am I right? Even as he makes the joke, though, his smile falters again. Blake, are you... Over here. I think I see a water fountain. It doesn't take long to replenish your water supply, which leaves you and Blake free to wander the aisles, enjoying the quaint decor. For being out in the middle of nowhere, this place sure gets a lot of customers. My guess is most of them are here for the meteor shower, too. Do you think we'll have to fight them for our camping spot? Don't worry, if anyone tries to steal it, I'll just introduce them to my little friends. He flexes, clearly trying to be goofy, but seeing those biceps still does all kinds of things to your heart rate. My hero. Blake winks, and for the sake of your health, you force yourself to turn away, searching for a distraction. Literally any distraction. That's, hey, check this out. I had no idea they sold outfits here. What the hell was the yellow blinking thing on the screen? You spot a cozy-looking shirt with a equally cozy vest. Blake wanders over with you, and his eyes light up as you run a finger along the vest's lining. Whoa, nice. Texas, it's got 800 fill power down. I'm sorry, a what now? What? What? Is that a thing? Is there good downfilling and bad downfilling? It's kind of supposed to be extra cozy, like help regulate the body temperature. It help you, keep you toasty while we're watching the meteor shower. As his gaze drifts over the outfit to you, something flickers in his eye, something that makes you shiver a little. And I have a feeling you can pull that look off. Diamond choice. Choose this look. Well, if it's got the good down, who am I to say no? Yeah, get down with the sickness. Good choice, practical and fashionable. As you pay one of the shop's vendors for the outfit, you can feel his eyes on you. But when you turn to smile on him, he glances away. You rejoin the others to find Lino tugging 3 Constellation beanies into his hiking bag. Look at these. Look at these. Our first holiday family card with the baby is going to be a slam dunk. Eve and Rebecca step out of the outpost restroom, both looking refreshed. Do you know we have another 2-hour hike ahead of us, right? I know, but just because I'm a nature girl now doesn't mean my hair needs to look like a bird's nest. Looks like we aren't the only ones who freshen up. Jody is bringing back Hiker Chick. You say that like it was gone, but I'll take the compliment. Rebecca gives you only the most cursory glove glances, then sidles over to Blake to give him a peck on the cheek. Everybody ready for this last stretch of the hike? I was born ready. Why don't you and I lead the way, Blake? I'd love that. To your dismay, Rebecca's as good as her word. She poignantly takes place by Blake's side for the rest of the hike and keeps it. Who cares? Seriously, who gives a damn? Seriously. Sorry, not sorry. 2 hours later, you and your friends reach a pristine meadow nestled among the high mountain slopes. What did I tell you? Isn't this perfect? Moonstone Peak, more like Moonstone Meadow. It's gorgeous. It does have a certain kind of charm. So what do we do now that we're here? Set up camp. Everyone leave the fire pit to me. Fire safety is no joke, but Lino Batista is here to get you all home alive and unsinged. Do you want any? No, this is kind of his thing. Let him go all Smokey Bear about it. Maybe you could get us some firewood, Bex. Then I can whip up a nice warm meal after Lino preps the fire pit. A chance to talk to Blake without his girlfriend hovering between you. Yes, please. Yeah. That shouldn't be too hard for you. You say the comment as lightly as possible, but both Blake and Rebecca shoot you a sidelong glance. Blake curious, Rebecca irritated. I can handle it if you can, but if we need firewood... That'd be great, really. Thanks, Bex. Listen, I've tried. She heads off towards the tree line. Eve starts unpacking some sleeping bags. You join Blake as he pulls food and drinks from a cooler. Everything okay, Ballard? You were really short with Rebecca. Whoops. Sorry, I just feel like she's been complaining this whole trip. I shouldn't have teased her, but it'd be nice to see more... enthusiasm. Exactly. So, were you okay? Feels like I'm picking up some tension between you two. Things have been a little bumpy, but I'm fine. Me and Bex are fine. I promise. Bumpy feels like an understatement for everything I heard at the winery. Blake... You can be honest with me. And just for a moment, he hesitates. Then he puts on a smile again. I know, I always am. But thanks for checking in. It means a lot. From across the campsite, Lino heaves a loud sigh as he lines up rocks around the fire pit. This is taking way longer than I remember. Is it because I'm an old man now? If you're old, then so are the rest of us, Grandpa. Your words, not mine, but maybe this would go faster if we all worked together like the good old days. Remember that Goldilocks game we used to play in college? The one where we tried to figure out who could make the comfiest pillow fort in the dorm lounge? Yes! We could do that, but the camp edition, like seeing who can hang a bear bag the fastest. The hell's a bear bag? Oh, the thing that deters bears. It took a minute. I'm assuming. I could still be wrong. I mean, I know I can make a campfire faster than any of you. That sounds like a challenge. If we make it a game, we'll get the place set up in no time. We could make the camp cozier, and I can spend some time with Blake before Rebecca gets back. Make this camping site a competition. I hereby announce the second edition of Goldilocks games starting now. I've got the first challenge. At a significant glance from Eve, you, Lino, and Blake start a dramatic drum roll. Everyone has to find the comfiest sleeping spot in the whole meadow. How would you know? Everyone scatters across the meadow looking for the softest patches of ground you can find. Oh, this could be a win. No, secret rocks. Why are there always secret rocks? It's nature. You try one patch of ground. Oh, way too hard. And a second. Softer, but also full of secret rocks. And you nearly run into Blake as you race over to a third spot. Hey, stranger. Looks like you just beat me here. Does this mean I get dibs on it? You do. And before secret rocks. Always such a gentleman. That's one of the things I like about you. Blake rubs the back of his neck, his grin suddenly looking... Is he sheepish, flustered? But before you can get a better look, he gestures at a specific patch of grass. If you don't mind some advice, though. That patch looks a little softer. Think there's room for two? Sure, be my guest. He sprawls onto the grass, stretching, and his tank top rides up a little bit, exposing the lines of his abs. This is fine, it's great, I can be normal about this, it's fine. Not too bad. Here, come try. Lay my head on Blake's stomach. Damn, that escalated quickly. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Is this something friends do? Because, I don't think I would. You take a spot next to Blake, gazing over to the clear skies overhead, very aware of the small space between you. Perfect, right? Yep. Laying next to you always is. Blake turns to gaze at you, leaning his head on his hand. You share a smile just as Eve's voice drifts across the meadow. Sadly for you three, I win this round. There's a loud, wheezing sound as you turn to see Eve patting an automatic inflatable air mattress. Where did that come from? I upgraded my sleeping pad to this baby. Now, no matter where I am, I can get my beauty sleep. That's also cheating. Unfair advantage, but we'll allow it. If only because I want dibs on the next thing. Next time we camp. Hey, we all found prime sleeping bag spots. I call that quadruple win. You all lay out your sleeping bags. Blake sets up Rebecca's alongside his, surveying your handiwork with satisfaction. Now let's hang some bear bags next. Let's see who's fastest at hiding our treats and trash from the local grizzlies. Come on, Lino. It's gonna take teamwork for me to keep my winning streak. Eve practically drags Lino over to a tree as you and Blake grab a few spare bags and follow. This looks like a good spot. I'll hoist you up, you tie it over the branch, okay? How about I hoist you up? Because out of the two of us, I'm the one who actually goes to the gym. I work out? Shopping at the mall is not a workout. Psst, quick, while they're busy arguing. Blake nods at the tree and holds his hands out, ready to boost you up. If you're sure you won't drop me. Never. Now go up. You step into Blake's cupped hands and he easily surges upward, lifting you against the tree's trunk. just a little higher. You clasp the bag and its rope in your hand, and then you see a branch at just the right height. I'll toss the bag over the branch, tangle the bag in the rope, drop the bag on Blake. I just had to... Listen, I always pick the good shit, but for once, we went stupid. You heft the rope in your hands, and then it fully slips through your fingers, dropping the bag onto Blake's face. Oh my god, are you okay? Oh, fine. Good thing we haven't actually filled these bags yet. That means another point for Team Eve. Hey, I helped too. He lowers his hands to let you down, and for a moment your body is mere inches apart from his. He's so close that you can smell the clean, natural scent of his skin. Reach out and touch him. But I shouldn't. You hop down from his outstretched hands and brush yourself off, trying to calm your racing heart. There's just one last thing this camp is missing. We need to put the fire in the fire pit. Lino points towards the fire pit he has painstakingly assembled. You all gather around it. Blake passes out flint strikers. So we light the fire pit first. Do we win anything? What, bragging rights not enough for you? He winks and shrugs. Never hurts to ask. Alright everyone, on your marks, get set. Let there be light. Eve starts frantically smacking her striker against a rock, sending sparks flying everywhere but the small pile of kindling in front of her. Lino works more slowly, so slowly that every spark fades before he even gets another. Blake finds a steadier pace, trying to coax his early sparks into a flame. You lift your own striker over a small pile of kindling, and... I'm gonna strike carefully. You get your striker up close to the kindling, take a deep breath, and when you strike, a spark catches among the tiny sticks of wood. In seconds, we've got a steady flame to nestle among the firewood. Huh, who gets bragging rights now? Woo, that's smart, girl! Blake holds up his hand to give you a high five. If I ever get lost in the woods, I know who I'm calling to save me. This girl's a camping champ. Well, I learned from the best. You grin at Blake, and he gives you an irritatingly perfect grin in return. Okay, you get it. We get it. You win this one, Jody. I'd say we are all winners. I mean, look at this place. The four of you look around with pride just as Rebecca returns with a pile of firewood in her arms. I wasn't sure how much we needed, so I grabbed as much as I could. Wait, this same campsite, it actually looks cozy now. Yeah, you're welcome. We did all the hard work while you did nothing. Backhanded compliment, but okay. Welcome to Goldilocks Camp, made by the best for the best. Later, as the sun sets, everyone tucks in to dinner. Naturally, all the food is courtesy of Blake. Backcountry sushi rolls, my favorite. How does that work? How does backcountry sushi rolls work? Someone tell me. I pickled the veggies myself, and bought some fresh fish this morning. I just hope everything's still good after the hike. Everything's delicious? Michelin star quality. And you even brought some barbecue tofu for me. Talk about glamping. More lingo, I have no clue what it is. A proud smile lights up Blake's face until he spots Rebecca struggling to wrap her DIY roll. You know, I might just stick with the seaweed salad. Rebecca. Here, let me give you a hand. It's part of the whole overnight camping experience. Yeah, okay, you'd better. You feel a little bad for her. No, I don't. Rebecca looks as surprised as you feel. You don't have to. Before she can finish, you reach out and finish rolling up her pickled vegetables and rice. There, your very own roll. Go on, try it. Rebecca takes a bite, chewing slowly as Blake waits for her reaction. Oh, this is nice, refreshing. Thanks, Bex. That means a lot. But as Blake turns away, Rebecca sets the rest of her roll aside and reaches for the seaweed salad. She's trying awfully hard, but What does she think she will happen if she admits that she'd rather be getting room service at a lodge? That Blake would even find more distance between the two of them. Only you seem to pick up the weird vibes between Blake and Rebecca as everyone finishes the meal. You all let the fire die down and takes out some blankets to overlook at the meadow's edge in anticipation of the meteor shower. Look how clear the sky is. Sure beats LA's light pollution, doesn't it? Vex? Sorry, Blake. I think she fell asleep. Oh, man. Really wanted her to see this. She basically climbed Mount Everest today. Let the woman recharge. How about no? Like, you're trying to share a romantic moment with her. Whatever. Eve, why are you already putting on your sleeping mask? I've seen stars, they're beautiful, but so is my beauty sleep. Ugh, you're two, really? And then there were 3. Are there? You still with us, Lena?
Yeah, I'm with you all the way. I just need a quick dad nap.
Oh, we'll see you in 6 hours, dude. Yeah, he's out. Blake chuckles before letting out a big yawn. I don't blame them for being tired, but I'd hate to miss a meteor shower. Wanna stay up with me, Ballard? Keep each other awake. Never understood things like that. Really didn't. But, yeah, let's join him. Like, I get it, sometimes people get tired and whatnot, but at the very least, like, cuddle up to your, like, spouse or whatnot and just, you know, be held by them and hold them, right? Even if you fall asleep, say, during a movie or something, like, she's just like, yeah, but we'll need something to keep us busy. Keep ourselves from drifting off like the rest of the group. Blake scoots his blanket over beside yours, his lips curving into a playful grin. I know just the thing. Oh no, don't tell me. Blake clears his throat, as though preparing for a life-changing announcement, and shares the cheesiest joke setup you've ever heard. What do Mozart and Beethoven have in common? Oh no. No. They both... wrote sonatas and concertos? Wow, look at the music nerd over here. Sorry. I should have let my actual knowledge of classical music get in the way of your incredible punchline. Great, no pressure. So, what is it, Mr. Jokes? What do Mozart and Beethoven have in common? He waggles his eyebrows playfully, drawing out the anticipation for a few more seconds. They're both decomposers. Oh, I need you to stop. It's cute how much you enjoy that. You might be the only person I know who gets that much joy out of puns. Listen, some of them are good, okay? Leave me alone. Present company excluded? He nudges your teasing and you can't help but laugh. I like how much you like them. A small but important distinction. Grin at him, and then try to stifle a sudden yawn. Wow, the Sandman is really coming for you. What are you talking about? I'm awake. I was so awake. You just need some more fuel. Here. He pulls a small bag from one of his pockets and offers you a chocolate-covered pretzel. He's kept us awake on plenty of all-nighters back in the day. Oh, I remember. I figured we need a little bit of sugar and caffeine. You're a smart man, Blake Marshall. It was way more fun than prepping for sociology midterm. Despite the pretzels, another yawn escapes you. I just hope the shower happens soon. Stay strong, Ballard. If you fall asleep now, you won't be able to see a meteor shower like this for another 100 years. The tiredness makes you bold. Either that, or it's a natural side effect of extended Blake exposure. Yes, there's only one way to stay up then. What's that? I'll tickle his arms, his stomach. Sure, we'll go with his arms. You lean in and viciously begin tickling him. Ah! Laughs, then yelps as you find the sensitive skin in the curve of his elbow. He bats you away in between laughs. Rude! Is it really rude if you ask me to keep you awake? I guess not, but in that case, he tickles you back. Two can play at that game. His fingers teasingly play along your arms, but in close press of your bodies are suddenly inches away from wandering elsewhere. His laughter stops and his hands slow. He looks right at you, his gaze uncertain, almost conflicted. Is it just fun and games, or is he thinking the same thing I'm... Look! With a jolt, you follow his gaze upward. The sky begins to dance. The stars streak across the night, glittering, before they fade away. Wow. Quick, make a wish. There are like a dozen falling stars right now, so it's bound to come true. As you stare at the shooting stars, there's only one possible thing you can wish for. I wish I could be with you, the way I've always wanted, the way we promised. Meteor shower quickly fades, and you're left staring at the rest of the stars in the sky as they slowly twinkle overhead. He shifts beside you, his smile giving way to something more serious. Well, what was your wish? I can't tell him the truth. I wished for, you to be happy. It's not an entire lie. A lot's happened in the past few days. I just want you to have a good time. His expression brightens, that smile shining through again. I'd say your wish already came true. Your cheeks flush with heat as he turns a glance at you, starlight playing over his features. Right this second, I'm pretty damn happy. Flustered, you turn the question back on him. What about you anyway? What did you wish for? For 100 more moments just like this, you and me. I'd like that. Even more than you'd know. His words make your heart lift, but the rest of you shivers as a cold breeze blows across the overlook. Come on. I can't have you freezing on me, or my wish will never come true. He lifts up his blanket, gesturing for you to scoot closer. With the rest of the group still fast asleep, you take the advantage of the moment, snuggling up alongside him. To your surprise, he wraps an arm around you. The best is keeping you nice and toasty. Oh, I see. This was all ploy to get me to be your heat source. Maybe. Just because I had an ulterior motive doesn't mean I don't appreciate hanging out with you. You keep expecting him to pull away, to put a little distance between you, but he doesn't. He just smiles that warm smile and can't help smiling back. Then I guess you can stick around for now. He laughs, and you let yourself relax against him, feeling the warmth of his body seep in through your clothing. You could never get rid of me, Ballard. Not even if you try. Before long, your eyelids start to flutter closed. Blake is a warm presence beside you, and through the fog of tiredness, some part of your brain registers that you're still huddled together. I still have a moral compass. You roll away, pulling your blanket tight around you. The last thing you hear before drifting off to sleep is a soft, almost wistful sigh behind you. As dawn light creeps over the campsite, you're the first to wake. Your eyes flutter open as you become aware of a warm hand clasped in yours. Blake, he must have grabbed my hand in my sleep. You lay there for a moment in perfect bliss. Honestly, you could die happy here. What do you think you're doing? Oh, Christ. Or you might be murdered here. Blake jolts awake beside you as Rebecca stares down at you both. Hurt written across her face. Bex. I was sleeping until someone woke me up. Yeah, sleeping on my boyfriend. Wait, was I the top and he was the bottom? I'm confused. As Lino and Eve stir awake, blinking at the sound of Ray's voices, Blake gets up and holding his hands towards Rebecca. We just fell asleep. It was cold and...
Not here. I am not having this conversation with her here. Come on.
Blake shoots you an apologetic look as Rebecca stalks away from the campsite. He turns to follow. You're left alone with an elated Lino and a groggy Eve.
Did I just hear that you were sleeping on Blake?
Not really on him. More like... Seriously, you can't be snuggling while he's with Rebecca. We weren't snuggling either, woman. I literally pulled away, wrapped myself up in a blanket, and went to sleep. I don't know how his hand got in mine. Don't ask me. I was asleep. It was an accident. An accident, after everything you and Lino have tried to pull on this trip.
I mean, a lot of that was more me than Jody, to be fair.
Stop. Eve peels her sleeping mask off her forehead and tosses it to the ground. I know how much Blake means to you, but for the umpteenth time, he is with Rebecca, who is my friend too. Whether you meant it or not, you crossed a line. Lino and I are gonna pack up this campsite while you apologize to Rebecca and Blake. Make this right, Jody. I'll try. With a deep sigh, you trail after Rebecca and Blake towards a rocky clearing, but as you get closer, Rebecca's voice drifts through the trees.
Look, Blake, I get it.
You what now? Inch closer, staying just out of sight as Rebecca goes on.
I know this is us, is new. While you've got all this history with Jody, all I wanted to do this trip was to get to know you better, but every time I look away, you're with her.
I'm sorry, Bex, but what you saw didn't mean anything. Seriously, Jody and I have always been the cuddly kind of friends. We weren't even... Mother... Goddamn illusion of fucking choice, I'm serious.
Even if I believe that, I still need more than from you. Commitment, a sign that we still have a future together.
Through the leaves and branches between you, you watch Rebecca take Blake's hands.
You're sweet, thoughtful, adventurous, and I love you, Blake, so once this trip's over, why don't we move in together? Everything will be easier once it's just the two of us. We can work all this out, right?
You can't breathe. You can barely think. Time seems to slow as Blake gazes back at Rebecca and pulls his hands away. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I just need time to think. And about what I want. The bigger scheme of things.
What are you saying? Is this...
Yeah. A breakup. You know I got some words for this. Alright. Without further ado, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description. Links to a bunch of stuff. Check it out. Otherwise, let me know in the comment section what you think of this chapter. Here's my thoughts. Right? I've tried. I've literally and figuratively tried with this woman, okay? I know it's illusion of choices. I'm a person who literally and figuratively tries not to get involved in other people's matters because, in a way, I kind of like have this thing of like a butterfly effect. I'm not even kidding. I actually do believe in that. So, when I was younger, I used to help people, right? And usually that really bit me in the ass. I'm not even kidding. I really did. I would go out of my way to try and help people. It's like right now I'm dealing with an issue where I have a friend and another person that used to be my friend all of a sudden is trying to, like, they're good at driving wedges between people, okay? TLDR. And there's something that was said that is complete and utter BS. I know it's BS. And I was talking to the friend and I'm like, you need to talk to the third person who, the second person who likes to drive wedges between people is talking to the first person, then they're like, yo, hey, yada yada yada, so and so said this, and they're trying to drive a wedge. And my friend is not a confrontational person. They're a person who will leave it as is. They're kind of like just very passive. And typical me would be the kind to go out of the way and be like, yo, listen, person 3, person 2 said this to person 1. But I'm not, because, like, I told them, I can't do it. They understand, but I literally said I can't do it because me and person two had a falling out, right? And at this point, it would look like I'm kind of like witch hunting and trying to start crap. So I'm like, I can't. I won't. You're going to have to sit down with person three, and you're going to have to sit and talk to them and work this out. And you know, if you want someone there to support both of you, since I'm friends with both of you, fine, and especially a neutral party, someone who's just going to sit there and be a mediator. That's perfectly fine, but otherwise I just can't. Um I just again, I don't know how many times I've looked at people from as young as a child, right? I mean, TLDR, my mom came to me when I was 5 years old. I barely knew the woman, but I worshiped the ground she walked on, and she asked if she should marry my stepfather. I literally looked at her and had some serious, hard-hitting questions. I looked at her and I go, "Does he treat you right? Does he not hurt you?" Right? Just very simplistic kid things, but very serious questions that I asked her. Lo and behold, she ended up marrying him and ended up doing all those things I asked her if he was doing to her already, and then come to find out many years later that he was already doing that before they got married. So, you know, like you can sit there and it's kind of like the old tale, right? You can give someone a fish, right? So you can give someone an answer to a problem, right? But it's not going to teach them how to solve their problems. It's not going to teach them how to do anything. And you can even teach them how to, like, there's some people, and this is the problem, there's some people you can even teach how to fish, but they won't fish. They expect that fish to show up. They expect that fish to walk in the door. They just expect it. And there's more and more of those entitled people, more now, more so than ever, than I've ever seen in my entire life. And so, in terms of this, um, yeah, you know where I'm going with this. So in terms of Blake and Rebecca and the who's and what's it, we knew this was gonna happen, right? And everyone's gonna blame us because the whole hand holding shit, which I didn't do, but Pixelberry and the illusion of goddamn choice. I get so tired of having bad companies and bad writing. I'm just gonna throw it out there. You guys know, if you've been listening long enough, my feelings about Pixelberry. At one time, they actually made some really good shit, and we can all genuinely agree, didn't they? Like way back a few years ago, they made some really good shit, even to the point where your choices actually did matter, and it was like a company that I made sure I had a cup of coffee on my desk and ready to go, and I was sitting there ticking down the seconds and minutes to before a chapter came out, right? And now I just get to the point where I'm like, oh god, it's Wednesday or Friday. I gotta do this because I want to make sure not to abandon my community, kind of like Choices has abandoned its community, because I don't want to be that type of person. Literally, I'm trying not to be that. And like I do this as a job now. This is not an enjoyable job. This is a job I do. Like they have not released a story in some time that I have genuinely enjoyed. Everyone always asks me like, what older books do you like? And I can go down a laundry list of like a half dozen to a dozen books that I genuinely and do like get behind, enjoy, and whatnot. And then I look at what they've done in like the last year, and I'm like, what the actual hell? The monetary gain is down. Nexon's actually at a net loss with Pixelberry. Like you do. It's not just me. It's just not just the other people in this community. It's not just reviews on Google and Apple iTunes and whatnot, bringing it down. The amount of downloads, the amount of users, the amount of everything going down. Right? You look at it. You have to look at the forest through the trees. You have to look at every factual, statistical, and like everything. Right? And it's just, you would think that the writing's on the wall, but I think they're just trying to milk every single penny they can between now and when basically a bunch of new apps, which are on the horizon, and some of them I have my myths in, which are AI driven even, or have some of the storyboard people who literally and figuratively did work at Pixelberry at one time, or basically far better people. And they've got some really amazing shit on the horizon, and I just look at where we are now, and I'm just like, we're just in a holding pattern until the new shit comes, and then we're gonna enjoy the new shit, and we're gonna be like, wow, this is amazing, and we're gonna go Choices who. So yeah, no, that's just my thought. Aside from that, this is just gonna become a big drama fast, and as with me, I'm always one of those people where it's keep the drama in the theater, right? It's just, yeah, no. Anyway, catch y'all later. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out.